Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the World Mobile Alliance. It is the 17th of January, 2026, and we are excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about, jam-packed show, and we gotta get a little bit of extra energy going because Cal is a bit low on the energy reserves at the moment. So, Josh, we're gonna have to step it up and hype things a little bit more to help Cal out along the way. But uh, Cal, we know how you're feeling. You're kind of under the weather, but you doing okay though?
I am doing just fine. I've had way worse days, so I'm happy to be here. Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Today's going to be a very exciting day. Excuse me. Today's going to be a very exciting day, so I could not miss it, sick or not. Josh, how are you feeling, man? You look great.
Hey, thank you. Happy to be here with you guys. Very exciting day for World Mobile and the Alliance, especially. So, ready to kick it off.
Absolutely. Well, we have a number of things to talk about, including network builders, which the second batch of auctions has already not only did it fill up within about 24 hours, but some of the auctions have already closed, and we know that there's a countdown going on for the other one. So there's things to discuss with network builders, but shameless plug, we want to get something out of the way first, and we're pretty excited about this. Joshua, you and Mark have been um, working pretty endlessly on getting some things set up for us with the alliance, and we just publicly announced, or it's I think we're waiting on Cal to hit send here, but we're announcing publicly we have a merch store that we've created. And Joshua, you've been kind of the mastermind behind helping design things and getting products set up and ready to go. And so we want to display this merch store. Have you here to help talk about this and maybe give a little bit of insight as to what's going on. But as we get ready to, I'm gonna pull this thing up here. It's worldmobilealliance.io for people that are watching and interested. But Joshua, if you just want to kind of talk us through some things as I get this thing pulled up.
Yeah, so super excited that it's finally coming together. Everybody that's tuning in, hope you guys support the Alliance. And really, I hope you guys like the merch. Um, it's Alliance based, also Unity based. So, get all your Unity gear here, all in one spot. We tried to go with some basic designs, basically get rollout the first rollout being kind of more the basic, get your Unity stuff, and then as the community kind of throws ideas out, I'm sure we'll keep expanding and we'll keep growing the merch store. So really, now is in the community's hands, right? We want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys want. And as I said the last time I was on here a couple weeks ago, I would love to collab with people in the community. So if you got any ideas, if you want to design something, I mean, just hit us up. We would love to feature your work as well. So let's go through it, Rob.
Yeah, and you said alliance based stuff, some of your own designs that I think are the best ones on the site. Got some Unity things going, and I haven't told you about this yet because you were driving, so I didn't have a chance to talk to you. But I hurried up and I threw a couple of Minutes Network custom design, not custom, basic designs for Minutes Network up there that you haven't even had a chance to see yet. So we'll go through all that real quick. But worldmobilealliance.io, and then just go to we have the different tabs. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna stop that real quick before we go into the merch store. You go to AirNodes. It is up. The Titan is available for purchase. We're pretty excited about that. We'll probably talk about that a little bit later too with AirNode talk, but pretty excited about having this Titan up and available, and it's ready to go. You don't have to wait for a drop for that one, as well as Spark bundles and everything. But here we go, merch store. Just click on the merch, and we get going. We have Alliance merch, and I like Cal had a pretty neat idea there for community powered merch is what it says on some of these pages. But we have Alliance, we have Unity, and we have Minutes Network as the collections. And you can also go down and scroll through and see the individual style items. But yeah, let's just click on Alliance first. And here, Josh, if you want to talk about these real quick.
Yeah, bring it up. I mean, first thing, last call, everybody was asking, make sure I put in a yellow hoodie. So you guys got a yellow hoodie. I think it's gonna be pretty popular. It's gonna be the first one I buy to kind of support, and kind of just came up with a clever design. Node Runner, if there's any Blade Runner fans out there, kind of based on that. All the little dots you see there on the map are little hexes. So that's kind of one we're very happy with, and you got different colorways too. The yellow one's kind of highlighted because I wanted to make sure it was there for you guys. But yeah, different colorways, different sizes. I think this one's going to be a popular one for sure.
Pretty sick, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely a fan of that. You know, another one that you designed, it's on both a hoodie and a sweatshirt that I'm gonna highlight real quick, is this Metamorphosis, and I really like this one. Starts off with, on the front you have just the real simple Alliance logo, but on the back you have Minutes Network, you have the World Mobile Coins, this is a post that Unity put out a while back, and I like how you did this, where you added Minutes Network, World Mobile, the different types of nodes that we have coming together for Unity. And just like, I really like this image of the butterfly that you did. It's, you know, it's just like a goes in one thing, you know, and it emerges as something greater. And I think that's what we get when we combined World Mobile and Unity, World Mobile and Minutes Network to create Unity. So I'm a big fan of that one. And then I also like
a lot of different projects coming together. Yep.
Oh, for sure. Well, I like how it goes from, you know, the black and the really defined outline of the butterfly. But if you go with the gray, one, it almost looks kind of more
pops
like
out.
Smeared chalk kind of a thing. It has a really cool effect there. I'm a big fan of how this looks.
What I like about it, I'm gonna jump in real quick, but what I really like is that the fact that we're offering all the way up to 4x. So we have sizes small up to 4x. So we are hitting everyone everywhere in the spectrum. So it doesn't matter what size you are. Even the size smalls are very small. So if you have like older teenagers in their 14s and 15s, like size small works really well for them as well.
Absolutely.
And you'll see a lot of different hats that are kind of similar, that have the same logo. And that's just because, for example, I have a really big head. I cannot put a snapback on, guys. So you'll have flex fit styles, you'll have snapback styles, you'll have trucker cap styles, you have dad cap styles, all with, you know, different Unity, different Alliance stuff. And you'll have your choice for your favorite kind of hat.
Yep. Absolutely. So there's a lot of variety there, a lot of different options. I want to, you know, go over to Minutes here real quick, and different colors, you know, different things we wanted to try and complement the brands. Not only give, for example, World Mobile and the Alliance-based things blacks and yellows, you know, your Unity more the navy blue, but then with Minutes, things are going to complement the logo itself, help make it bounce and pop. So, you know, you have like the blue jean color, kind of a grayish looking, the sea foam, you know, a deeper gray orchid, but they all help make that logo pop. So a lot going on here, and everyone's able to go and view these things. I do want to showcase one thing though that Joshua did. This is my favorite thing in the entire merch store, is this coffee mug, and we called it Where It All Began. And if you look here, we have stencilized from the video, from the Smart Village video, and you're able to actually see kind of that image of them raising the first AirNode right there. This is where it all started for most people. They saw this video and they fell in love with the project. They fell in love with the idea of connecting the unconnected. And so we were able to do this. And I got to show this to Charles Barnett, and he said he absolutely loved it. And Charles was actually in the video. He was there when this first AirNode went up. And so it's kind of cool to not only have something that means a lot to a lot of people, but also have somebody who was there, one of the founders of the company who was there that did this, said that this is something that's pretty special to him as well. So again, very, very excited about how this looks and how this works. But everything's on there. It's all, you know, custom order, you know, print to order. We were using Shopify. So a lot of reach, a lot of global shipping, definitely some big opportunities there. But yeah, Cal, do you have any thoughts on the merch store before we move on?
No, I really love that mug right there, and I am going to be ordering one ASAP because I am a big coffee drinker and I need some hats as well. So I'm definitely going to be ordering some of these hats, some of these beanies when I go snowboarding to keep my head warm and rock the World Mobile Alliance as well. But someone did ask in the chat, what kind of payment methods are we taking, Rob?
So the easiest way to go is just you pay with a credit card. It's available, just like you're shopping out online. But we do have an option that we just need to get it finalized and implemented. But they take USDC, so you'll be able to make crypto payments for this as well. Unsure of the chain, that's why we haven't posted yet. We need to verify that they will take it on Base as well as on the ETH blockchain. But we will be enabling that as soon as we have confirmation of what they're able to do there. But yeah, so right now credit card, but hopefully early this week, next couple of days, we can put a USDC option up there as well.
It's going to be on the base chain, by the way. I've already looked into it, so it's all going to be on the base chain, USDC payments for whoever wants it. And how about shipping, Rob? Where are we shipping to?
We have everything set up for international shipping. There's a few items that you had to check some boxes for compliance, I believe, with either the UK or with the European Union. But we've enabled all the shipping, and so if there's any issues, if you're trying to get it from outside of the US, and there's any issue with a certain product, let us know, because a lot of these products have a button that you can click on to enable. And if for some reason it didn't get checked, we should be able to help you out. Just reach out to us, send us a DM if there's any concerns about that. We'll be happy to help. And there's a shipping price per item because these ship from different locations. They have different warehouses, different manufacturing sites, and so they're charging per location. So if you order a couple of items, you might have all of them produced in the same spot. Some of them might be coming from different locations, which is why the shipping might seem a little bit wonky, or why you're getting two separate orders, just because they're not being made and produced all in the same place at once.
Yeah. And I just like to add, because we're launching today and we want everyone to get their hands on some merch, we are launching with a discount of 10%. And we'll run this discount till the end of the month, which will give everyone a chance to buy some merch that they like. I personally have been super excited about wearing Unity merch. I'm sure a lot of people are as well. Everyone's like thinking about how to obtain customers, how to reach out to family and friends, and how to get them to get those YOLOs subscribed. And this is the best way. Give them a hat, give them a hoodie, buy them a T-shirt. Make them wear the Unity logo everywhere. And I know I'm gonna do it just because it's just.
If you're going to go out and do a presentation on Unity, dress
Right.
up. Get one of the polos. We got them in several different colors here, including we have a separate one that's white. It's a separate merch item because the embroidery is a different color. It's black on a white shirt instead of the white on everything else. But yeah, you got your long sleeve, you got your polos, you got your short sleeves, your hoodies, different kinds of hats. For Cal and his flat bills, we got some pretty cool looking flat bills here with some. I really like the color combos on that. There's a lot to start off with. So yeah, very 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 cool.
Get yourself a polo, and you're ready to look profesh and go get your licenses. Yeah,
exactly.
So sorry, I'm like answering DMs here from various people who are like, yes, merch store, thank you. I know a lot of people are going to be happy about this. But what's really cool is what Joshua said earlier. We're looking to collab with people. Joshua's looking to collab as well. If you have any ideas about merch, and we're looking to, this is a community store, right? We want to put some ideas out there. I know I'm going to be working on a few things once I start feeling a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, this is only the start, ladies and gents, and we'll expand the store, and we'll make sure we have new designs and cool ideas, and we want to make this as exciting as possible for everyone.
Yep. Yeah. Like blistering here, prices in USD as far as what the website goes. So if you're paying with a different currency, they know how to convert that obviously with your credit cards and whatnot. But that's what it's the price here is set to USD.
And I saw a comment in there about getting the mug, the where it all began, on a shirt. Working on it, trying to make it work. You will have that in the near future.
Yes. Absolutely. Well, we could talk about this all day, but I know that people didn't show up just to look at t-shirts. They can do that on their own time. But again, if you guys have any questions, you need anything, reach out to us. But Joshua, we're very, very thankful for all the work that you did. I mean, we were on the phone for 4 hours last night, just trying to finalize everything, making sure that every item was where we wanted it. And yes, so very, very grateful for all of your work, your creativity, your effort, and thankful for your wife who allowed you to take time away to do that. And it wasn't just last night. You've been working on this for weeks, and it does not go unnoticed. And so, everyone, if you're not following, you need to follow Stoic Nodes on X. And again, if you weren't fortunate enough to be at Rare Evo last year and meet him in person, you definitely need to go this year. Joshua is just one of the best guys in this community, and we're very, very thankful for you. So,
hey, thank you guys for having me on. I think everything turned out fantastic. I'm looking forward on some feedback, see what we can roll out for you guys next. Whatever you guys want, just let us know. We'll get it on there. So thank you guys immensely.
Thank you, Joshua. We couldn't have done it without you, as well as Mark. So again, as Rob said, if you're not following Joshua, Stoic Notes, and Mark, EarthNode.io, make sure you hit that follow on X. They've done an absolutely amazing job with the store, as well as our AirNode store as well. So thank you both. You guys have done absolutely an amazing job.
Thank you guys.
All right, Joshua, we'll talk soon. Have fun. I know what you're doing right now with some renovation stuff, so have fun with that. You guys, we really appreciate you, and give all of our best to your wife as well.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.
Man, I'm pumped. I'm really fired up about this, and I think it's gonna be a real cool opportunity for some people that been waiting. You keep hearing the when merch question all the time, and now this is just the beginning. So looking forward to that. But one of the things that we have in the merch store is Unity, and there's some Unity news. A couple of different things happening with Unity. First, they just announced Unity got listed on the iOS store. Right? That's a huge deal. So many people have been waiting for that. What do you think about Unity being on iOS?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited about Unity being on an iPhone. I am an iPhone user, and I was very excited because it went from test flight, now available to everyone inside the Apple Store. Just to confirm, proof of work is not live yet, so you're still only going to be able to use that app as a UNO. However, the ULO part of it, meaning you being able to lease your license out to another person or use your own device as a ULO, is not live yet, but it was confirmed by the team that that's going to be going live on the next update. And we know that they update these apps once a week. They're sometimes not once a week, but every couple weeks. But they've been really on point with these updates. And now that the Android app as well as the iOS app is kind of intertwined, that they will update them both at the same time. So I'm looking forward to being able to lease some of these ULO licenses to iPhone users. I mean, I feel like everyone around me is an iPhone user, so that's going to really help me out. But yeah, Rob, you said round 1 is about to finish on February 4th. And as everyone can see out there, if you're looking to purchase for round 2, the price is going to go up to $10,000, which is double the cost of of these nodes right now. And not only that, but the allocation that you get from WMTX and MNTX is not going to be locked for the amount of time that it is right now. It's going to go up to 5 years, which is a pretty significant jump right there. Currently, the lock is 2 years, right, Rob? 2 years, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 years, and it's going up to 5. So, if you're looking to purchase Unity, today is your day, and you have until February the 4th to purchase a Unity node.
Yep. And to talk Unity and Minutes Network, we actually are onboarding a guest right now. Just waiting for him to come up. But we're going to have our friend Cal's Bling. He just said he is available to jump on, which is going to be the first time we've had him on a video stream. I don't think his camera's going to be activated because he's too pretty for cameras. They tend to break because he looks at them and the lenses just can't take his awesome presence. But he'll do voice with us, and we're looking forward to him jumping up here momentarily to talk about this. But yeah, like you said, there's a couple differences. The price doubles and the length goes up, 1.5 times more. 5-year lock on those things. Now the reality is, if Unity is working, you're not going to want to trade in your node to get the embedded tokens, right? Most likely, unless the price of those skyrocket beyond what Unity is producing. But the reality is, if they're locked, if you wanted to sell your Unity node to somebody else, you still could do that. Then they would just inherit that locked time frame for the thing. But again, I think the real thing is watching that price double, and I think that to me says a lot about their confidence in what this is going to produce, what this is going to bring in when they are doubling the price only after a couple of months. Something that for some people, we're scraping pennies together just to buy one at $5,000. So 10,000 is it'll probably price some people out, and that excites me. Not that I'm being priced out of things, but it excites me that the team has such confidence that this is going to work. They are not holding back, and they are just launching with that. So I'm happy to see that. But again, we have our friend here. Just showed up, Callus Bling, here on the stage. Callus, how you doing?
There it is.
Good. Can you guys hear me?
Avatar everyone knows, Mr. Callus Bling. How are you?
Loud and clear.
I'm doing good. Happy New Year, guys. I haven't really spoken to you yet this year, so Happy New Year to both of you. I know it's a little late in January to start saying that, but worth repeating.
Worth repeating for a great guy like you. Absolutely. So what's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Been a busy start of the year already. Just one sec here. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, very clear.
Perfect. It's been a great start to the year. I've been busy in real life, and when it comes to watching what Unity and developments on Minutes Network and World Mobile, it's been quite exciting, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's been a great start to the year, and I'm really looking forward to what's coming. Unity is going to be a beast. You're starting to see it. Rewards are increasing, going up. They just got the. I know you just mentioned, but they got the iOS going. That's just a huge development, and Scout and Runner's coming out in the next few weeks, probably. I don't have the exact timeline on that, but I know they're looking at doing an alpha, hopefully in the next week and a half. I think we'll find out more about that in this coming week, having signups available and stuff like that. And guys, the Scout and Runner is going to be a massive value add and revenue generator. and yeah, it's going to require some work, and it's going to require, some participation, but you as a node holder don't have to do it. You can find license operators that are willing to do it. You can strike up a deal with them. You can give them a license, get them set up. It's and then you earn a percentage of that revenue, and you per Unity node you have 200 of these licenses. It's fantastic, really.
So let me ask you about the Scout and Runner thing, because I've listened to both of the AMAs with Omri recently, and we've learned that with the Scout portion of it, there's going to be 50 Scout licenses given out per country. So obviously, we're getting these things spread out. They don't want, even in bigger countries, they don't want things just congested and everything happening there. They're trying to spread this out for global distribution. So if they're only doing 50 per country, we know that there's a lot of communities, say here in the United States. We also know there's a lot of community up in Canada. Does that mean that people can't participate if they don't get one of those 50 Scout licenses for their country?
No. I mean, yeah, there are a limited amount of scouts. I think 50 was the number that was given. I'm not sure if that is an actual hard cap or if that's just kind of illustrative of sort of what they're looking to do, in terms of like showing us that there's only a limited number of scouts. So, but 50 was the number given, so we'll go with that for now. But no, there's also runners which can have thousands per country, and I was recently just on a call with some of the team members, and we didn't get in too much of it because the call was about something else. But one of the things that they said is, scouts have a bit of a harder job. They actually have to find stuff, and the runners are going to be much more. You're going to have a lot more runners out there, thousands, and you're going to be able to make individually as much or more than a scout. Now the scouts have different, the scouts earn a little bit from each runner, so it's going to work out. You're still going to want to be a scout, but runners are by no means left out, and there's a lot more of them. So I think there's going to be ample participation available for everyone who wants to participate.
So let me ask you this then, because when a lot of people signed up, the idea was you run an app in the background on your phone, you get licenses, you pass them out to people, you put them on a marketplace, people grab these things, and all you're doing is just walking around and the app is doing its thing. With Scout and Runner, it's now a passive thing where you're going to actively be working. Is this what Unity has become? Is it now an active labor intensive, labor being on your phone, but is active participation, or are you still able to profit off of Unity without having to do the active tasks of Scout and Runner?
Yeah, I was on all those calls, and the AMAs, and trying to learn more about Unity, obviously, and trying to get everything I can. And the idea that we can just sit here and passively earn income is fantastic. And as far as I'm aware, jobs already running that are obviously completely passive, what we're earning right now, and jobs will be added that are completely passive. But then there's a whole bunch of third-party tasks. And these third-party tasks are going to be sort of, a mix of things that are done passively and a mix of things that are done actively. And, I in chats and in the marketplace, I know that there's been some, trepidation, let's call it, and some, complaining that, oh, that's not a passive task, so therefore we've been misled, and I think it's a bit silly. There will be passive tasks, and there will continue to be passive tasks, but with tasks that actually you as the Unity node operator don't have to do these tasks, but having these active tasks available make it so much more likely that people are going to come online in order to specifically run these tasks. Sort of like a gig economy, where we seen Uber come online, and it was originally sort of intended, oh, just your car's here, and we're gonna go to this city, and you can share your car and grab somebody along to go with you. And it's really turned into something where the guys have been doing this. Like guys have turned that into a career, just being an Uber driver or a DoorDash delivery guy. And I think adding these active tasks to Unity allows people to sort of look at this as a gig economy. Now, just don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying that you can quit your job and do Unity full time. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying just adding the opportunity to earn from doing tasks on your phone is objectively a good thing. Now, there will be passive tasks still that doesn't go away, that just require your phone to be on. But adding the extra is something that's, I think, just a massive improvement.
I think for me, as long as they're not moving the goalposts to say you have to do active stuff or find people to do active stuff, when that wasn't originally what was sold out there. And so I'm glad to hear you say that. I think a lot of people are relieved too. I've been getting messages from people saying, does this mean I have to be on my phone all day in order to make Unity work, in order to profit off of it? And I said, no, you don't. There's things that it will do, but there's opportunities to expand beyond that. So we've heard Omri talk about different things, that there are different elements, different parts of the entire space that they're trying to get into. And Scout and Runner was the first one they felt, hey, this is the biggest opportunity right off the bat to do. So as they start to onboard other sectors and other things that Unity can get its hands on and help out with, do you see a lot of those being hands-on as well, or do you see those being a mix of passive as well as active participation?
Well, I'm gonna have to jump in there because I respectfully disagree with this whole passive conversation. I personally don't think that this was ever marketed as a passive endeavor. I mean, it is a participant-driven network, right? Meaning it requires some sort of a participation from its users, right? So even if you're receiving your Wi-Fi tasks, which are technically seem passive, you still as a YOLO need to do some sort of work in order to claim these rewards, right? So this is not a passive gig. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to add in there. I mean, I personally never got into this thinking, hey, I'm gonna sit here, turn on my phone, and passively earn some income without doing anything, right?
Well, I think a lot of people did, though, because that's why right from the beginning, people heard about this. They went out and bought these massive phone farms. And so there's definitely an element there that is you run these things, you run the protocol. You don't need to be on your phone all day to do it. You just need your phone to run. So there's elements of it that are there, but I agree with what you're saying. This isn't just, set it and forget it and come back and have $100,000 waiting for you. I understand that, but that's a lot different than making phone calls, sitting on your phone all day, doing things with say, Scout and Runner.
And that's where I think the opt-in tasks come in. Sorry to stop you there, Callus. Right? I mean, if you want to do some work and earn some extra income, and then you turn on and opt in, right? And that's totally up to you. If you don't want to, and you just want to keep on sitting there and waiting for these Wi-Fi tasks or the tasks to come through and collect or your ups from there, then that's your choice, I guess.
I think just to kind of come back to this passive versus active thing, economic incentives are going to play a huge deal in this. And, to the point of just people who bought phone farms and want to run these phone farms, without really interacting with anyone, they'll be able to. But, at the same time, there's going to be an economic incentive for them to get it out into the hands of real people because maybe the earnings are way better. And if you have someone actively earning, actively working on an active task, for example. And I want to say this too, it's a decentralized edge network that needs to provide value for people to pay money to run this. And just for everyone's thinking, the more value you're providing, the more value your node licenses are providing, the more money you're going to make, right? So if you just want to be passive, you are going to make X amount of dollars a month. And, from talking to the team, I actually think that's going to be a fairly good amount of money. I think, up to 96 conservatively is not a crazy number. I think we will get there. And I'm not positive we'll get there like 100% passively right away, but I think it's not out of the realm of possibility. But, if you could earn more than that, or you could earn up to that quicker, meaning, if it took a year or two for the network to develop to get to the point where you're making $96 a month passively. But if you did some extra tasks earlier, maybe you could get to $96 a month per license. And I'm just throwing this number out there. I don't know exactly what, but maybe you could make it in 2 or 3 months, for example. It's going to come down to every node operator to decide for themselves whether they want to pursue people who want to do the extra active tasks and provide the value and earn the money. This is a business. It's a serious business. Josh said it's a serious network with real rewards. And while there is an element of just passive jobs out there, I don't think it's anything crazy to say that the more value you provide as a node operator and a license operator, the more you're going to get paid. That's just how real life works. I think that's how we should wrap our brains around this. I think that's how we should be looking at this. Like, how can I provide value? Here are the tasks. Here's what I can opt in on. And here's how I can, push this thing forward and therefore earn more money. And Scout and Runner is just the beginning. They have, a few more tasks, opt-in tasks lined up, third-party tasks lined up. Scout and Runner, I've been told, is one of the largest ones. I think Omri said that in the last AMA. It is one of the more complex ones. It's not necessarily the most complex one. And I have been told there are other jobs potentially that could earn similar numbers to Scout and Runner, but it is by far expected to be one of the bigger reward generators.
That's well said there, Callus. I someone told me, by the way, that if you wear one of these Unity hats from the Alliance store, you get that 10% up, on the daily.
I
That's
caught
the rumor.
the,
No guarantees.
I caught the store there, and it looks sweet. So I can't wait to order some stuff.
Awesome. We just need to figure out some international shipping. I saw someone comment on there, and we are going to work on enabling international shipping. I know we have a lot of friends from the UK, from Canada. We want to make sure Callus is wearing a Unity gear. So yeah, we'll make sure we turn that on for everyone.
So, Callus, do you have any updates for us as far as what's happening with Minutes Network, with hyperscaling, Jingle, the different things going on with Switch and Validator nodes? And anything that you can share there that's been coming out recently?
So we're still waiting for the Hello app to go live in Pakistan. It's expected any day now. I think there was just an announcement today kind of alluding to the fact that it's either starting or just they're expecting it to start within you know, a little bit of time. What else is going on there that I can share? So, you know, Pakistan is going to be the first place where we really see Jingle turn on and get a lot more get a lot more revenue from. Obviously, we're waiting for a lot of revenue. You know, recently we added 25 new countries right at the end of the year, which was great to see. 25 for 25. There are more countries coming, guys. They have more countries on the test net. They're doing more minutes there. You know, they've been so busy. I've barely gotten a word out of them. I do get to talk to them. We have you know, calls, ambassador calls. But, you know, lately it's been difficult to reach them and have, you know, sort of off the cuff talks. But I was able to get one in this year so far. And what I know is that they have more countries coming online, approximately in the 20 to 25 range. These are low margin calls. So we've seen these calls hit the network, and you know, people are pointing out, and rightly so, that there is no revenue. I'm just going to tell you this: the team is entirely focused on revenue. They know that they need revenue to build this thing up, to become, you know, to bring this project to where it needs to go. So they are aware of that. And you know, this first implementation of Jingle is kind of the test case, is kind of the proving, as you will, of how this works. And then it's going to just get pushed out into more and more different countries. So even when you see these countries come online and, you know, you don't necessarily see the revenue scale with it, just know that they are absolutely focused on revenue scaling. And these countries coming online are just a step in that direction. And it's not the full plan, you know, it's not the full, you know, they don't have the turbine working. They don't have all these extra things that are going to scale that revenue on the network yet, but it's just a step in that direction. And it's a very positive step. But as far as Jingle goes, I personally expect to see revenue on our Explorer by the end of this month. It might slip a little bit longer. I think they alluded to in the announcement today that, you know, we would see or hear more about it on January 30th, which is a few weeks away. So I'm hoping to see revenue from there by January 30th. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I definitely think it's going to be something that we're looking forward to. You know, in terms of other areas, you know, I'll say this: there's a lot of complaining in chats, and some justified and some very much unjustified complaining. They're not perfect. All right. The team's not perfect. They're not doing everything perfectly. There are things that they expected that haven't happened. And, you know, they're adjusting from that, and they're changing their postures, or they're changing their reactions to it. But I think this team is uniquely set up for this business, and you know, they're going to do it. I am not financial advice, but they're going to do it, and they're going to get this across the line, and they're not going to get rewarded personally until they do. So, you know, our incentives are aligned here, very much so with Minutes Network and World Mobile. The incentives for them to get this thing, you know, pumping out millions of dollars a month are very high. You know, the buyback bot, one of our favorite discussions. It's, you know, we've given feedback to the team. I've given feedback directly to the team at time to times, very, very recently. And I do expect that we should see you know, a change, a slight change. I'm not going to promise it's going to, you know, blow everything out, but we should start to see a change. They do listen to us. They, you know, they do sort of hear our feedback, and you know, they are open to making changes when they feel like it's a warranted change. So again, not promising anything, but I hope to see, you know, some of these changes reflected in the buyback bot. And you know, I just hope people appreciate that kind of stuff. Like us as ambassadors, we do stuff. We don't just sit here and type positively in the chat. We do stuff. We talk to the team. We pass on information. You know, we give suggestions for communication, but it doesn't happen instantly. It can take weeks. It can take months. Some of these things, you guys are both ambassadors. You can attest. It takes a long time sometimes for these suggestions to go from something we say in a meeting or a call to actual implementation. And I just want people to know that, like, they do actually listen. It just takes some time sometimes. So if there's anything that I missed on World Mobile, or sorry, Minutes Network there, let me know if you have any questions, but I hope that covers a lot of it.
That did an excellent job. Thank you so much. I just want to let everyone know that we have officially gotten our first order in the merch store. Let's go. And guess what it is? Guess what it is? It's that cup where it all started. I love it so much. This is great. Yeah, thank you to our first customer. I'm not gonna name your name, but we do appreciate it.
Oh, he announced himself.
Oh, there it is.
I put up there. It's
yeah,
it's a good friend Dom.
Worry about privacy and stuff like that. But yeah, thank you, Dom. You are our official first customer getting that mug. That was my favorite too. Good choice.
Isn't that cool?
That is amazing.
I may have ordered the same one last night as well before the store went live, because I'm a fan of that one.
Good stuff.
But yeah, Callus, really appreciate you summarizing there, and also you know, calling out the things that needed to be called out, both the behavior of some people who are just maybe a little bit too we'll call them passionate in difficult ways, but also what ambassadors are doing, what you specifically, you and Val, you guys are legends, absolutely going at it. But what also the team, you know, that we know they're working hard. We know they're great people. We spent a lot of time with many of these guys. They're incredible people, focused and driven. And like you said, not perfect, but that's why there's people like you who are able to point out, hey guys, this needs to be corrected. This needs to become more of a priority. They're working hard, and they're doing the work. And again, they're steering the ship, and sometimes you just need a little bit of a course redirection there. But I'm very excited for what this is looking like. And I was texting Nico earlier today, and I just, I was actually, hey Nico, what's been happening with Minutes specifically in this one area? I said, there's so many chats now, it's hard to follow everything. There's now a network builders chat for World Mobile, there's the Unity chat, and then they had to change. If you were in the Unity chat and you're a Unity node holder, you need to make sure you go to the verified Unity chat on Telegram, because they just changed this over for people who are verified who have a Unity node in their wallet. And there's just so many things to follow along. And I basically said to Nico, I said, sometimes when you step away from things, you realize I'm not getting so upset by everything. I think sometimes when you're so close to the source, everything bothers and irritates you. You become hypersensitive, you become more impatient. And I'm not saying that people's impatience is a negative thing. We're here and we all bought in for different reasons, but we have things that we want to see. And I think the more you hyper focus on it, it's like for a while there was chats every single day. It was the same things by the same people every day. And it's like, dude, it's a Sunday. Nothing has changed since Saturday night. I can promise you that. Why are we doing this again? And I told Nico, I said, look, I stepped away from it. Now I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, if anything's changed, because I'm not fully up to speed on certain aspects. And honestly, it feels really good. It feels good we can take a step back and not get so caught up in the fine-tuned details. But on the other hand, I have to hand it to this, especially the Minutes Network community. These guys know what's going on, and they understand the process. They understand the work that's being done, and how the technicals of how things work. So they're very, very finely attuned to what Minutes is doing. And again, I think that closeness, that proximity to it sometimes can be detrimental as well. But these aren't just people who are, hey, I bought something one moon, when am I rich? All these things. It's they understand what's happening. And I really respect that from that community, because I say that community, we know that World Mobile and Minutes Network are very, very closely integrated, but with Minutes Network, they understand what's happening. They've done the research, they've educated themselves, and it's very, very it's a very intelligent community.
And I just want to add, there's been some talk here and there that I've seen about, them owing us, like the team owing us, and how through the public sale they gave, we gave them an opportunity to do this, so they owe us. And I just want to address that quickly, because the opportunity that we have to buy a Unity node for $5,000 it's so huge, I can't even begin to describe it. It is not financial advice, but 200 licenses, each, even if they conservatively earn half of what they say, the amount of money that will be generated off this for a $5,000 inclusion, like you can get involved in this for $5,000, is insane. Yes, you would like them to build it to the point where they make it work. But I will tell you this right now. There is not one VC in the world that would pass up on Minutes Network if Josh and the team decided to go do this privately. Like, they want to use a sharing economy. It's very important to their ethos. They could, and Mickey and World Mobile could do this too, frankly. Like, the amount of money in this thing, they could push this to VCs, and it would probably be a lot less of a headache. And I'm not saying that we should, let nonsense go by. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't hold the team accountable, but we should also recognize that, this isn't them owing us. This is a project that we want to work on together, and they are doing the best that they can to get this across the line, and they're working incredibly hard to do it. And the absolute opportunity here is unmatched anywhere. I don't know of any project or any business you can get involved in that has this level of potential. I don't think it exists. So, yes, it's potential. Yes, it has to happen. Yes, they got to continue to get this across the line. But guys, seriously, zoom out. I know I'm probably talking to people here that are mostly zoomed out, but this is going to make people rich. Very, very rich. Not financial advice. If this works out, so if this is successful, so potential here, I'm talking potential. I'm not saying it's in the bag. Don't get me wrong. The potential here, if it comes to be, is going to make it's unbelievable. That's just what I'll say. And I just think there needs to be, yes, you can complain. Yes, you can be unhappy with things, but also keep that in focus. Keep that in your sights that, okay, yes, these things are delayed, or yes, the buyback bot, or whatever your complaint is. At the same time, if this gets delivered, it's over. Like, Vince Carter, it's over. Like, it's just, you're set. And we just have to keep that in mind when we, complain about things. Like, is this something I like? No. Okay. Is it something I can live with for now? Maybe, I could probably live with it if it's, gonna come out in 6 months, 8 months, 12 months, that we're going to be, reaping the rewards of what they're building today. So I do have to step off. I told Rob that I had about 20-30 minutes. So I got a jet, but I just want to push this idea out there that, yeah, the team, we all are in this together. The team is not in our debt. We're not in the team's debt. We want this to succeed. We want to share in the profits. We want to share as much work as we can to push this across the line. And, I just think 2026 is going to be our year on both sides. Minutes Network, World Mobile, Unity. It's going to be absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. There's so much coming. It's so exciting to think about, as long as you don't get carried away, and because the work still has to happen, and there's things that we have to do. We've just seen this with the recent enhancements, that the jobs that have come out with Scout and Runner that they're talking about with Unity. And so there's a lot to do. And just like I think our next topic, we're going to talk about some network builder stuff.
All right.
We can't just sit there and wait. We have to actually help with what is happening in order to see this through. If we just wait for Josh, we wait for Mickey to do things, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen the way that it's going to be beneficial to everybody. So, Callus, I believe you're absolutely right there. And I'm thankful. As you can see the comments, people are thankful for you coming up here on the stage, providing some wisdom, some insight. You're very, very close. You're closer than probably anybody with the team who isn't a member of the team. So very, very thankful for all that you provide us. Somebody actually wants a Callus Bling t-shirt. You have a new fan here, so maybe we can do something for that.
I got to get a new PFP first. Not that I don't love the clays, but I think it's about time I get something else. I've been hanging on to this one for years, so I gotta figure something out there. But you know what? It's gonna be just a lot of fun this year with Network Builder, with Unity, with some of the developments we'll see coming in on Minutes Network. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I have no doubt that they'll deliver. I don't know when, but there's just too many things in the pipe for all of them to miss. And so they might not hit on all of them, but they'll hit on some of them. And, like I said, I got to run. I'll just leave you this one last thing. Scout and Runner is going to be more massive than, when those earnings screenshots start coming out, we're all going to be real glad that we bought a Unity node. Real glad. They are phenomenal. I haven't seen the screenshots myself, but they are going to be quite spectacular. I'll just say it like that. Anyways, guys, I appreciate you having me on. We'll talk soon. I got a jet.
Thank you, Callus. We appreciate you coming on our show and sharing some knowledge and some wisdom with everyone. And we'll work on making those Callus fan shirts and see how it turns out in their store.
Get a
Oh, man.
Callus and a Vallus shirt.
Mhm.
As long as it's not
Maybe-
a phallus shirt. All right,
Hey.
guys, have a good one.
Thank you very much.
I have an idea now in my head, but I'm not going to share it live. So we'll see what we can do with this Callus Vallis stuff. Yeah, awesome. Lots of things coming from Minutes Network. That recent post was pretty good. I like the comms that they have and how they explain everything and the steps that they've taken and the steps they're taking to get to the point where the revenue increases. And this comes back to you, Rob, explaining how well versed and educated the community is, and that comes from a direct exposure of all these comms, as well as obviously ambassadors spending lots of times educating people. And what's funny to me is that a lot of people think that ambassadors are all nice and supportive, but what they don't see is behind the scenes they're pretty critical, and then they always point out the negatives and they improve things even though you don't see it publicly. A lot of the ambassadors are definitely being critical behind the scenes.
It happens, and I think that's healthy. We need to make sure that we're not. They didn't want to bring on a bunch of people who just say yes to everything. You want critical thinking, and you want challenges at times to make sure that you're being held accountable. So you do the best thing, and we've seen that with Minutes. They've improved as a result of a little bit of pushback, a little bit of criticism, and a lot of support saying, "What do you need us to do?" And the more you see that, I think the more it encourages them to keep doing what they can do. And then if they need to pass things off on people for assistance, they know that there are people readily available. But we've been going for a little over an hour so far. We got a couple of things we wanted to touch on. So you want to jump over to Network Builder real quick?
Sure thing.
So like we talked about, the second batch of auctions is about to wrap up. It's been fulfilled. They only do 50 auctions at a time. So we know that the first batch happened, 50 got taken. Then a few days later they open up this batch 2, and within 24 hours 50 got bid on. Once they bid, there's 48 hours for the auctions to stay open so people can bid, counter bid, and then that closes. And right now we've already seen some of the auctions close from the second batch, while others you're seeing countdowns happen in real time for these auctions to close. So just if you don't mind, Cal, what are your initial thoughts on how Network Builder is going?
Yeah. So we've seen quite a bit of auctions go live, and we've seen some people really jump in there and sort of take this by the horns. Especially there is someone really taking a big footprint in Pittsburgh, and they've acquired quite a bit of these hexes there, which I really like to see. People are taking this serious. A lot of people have been waiting for this for a very long time, as this, for the first time ever, will give anyone an opportunity to start their own telecom network. First telecom community power network. So I'm personally excited to see that people are stepping up and acquiring these hexes. And let me tell you, some of these hexes are going for quite a little bit of money, like considering the upside here. They're steal. Some of these hexes are going for like $90. I mean, think about owning a part of Verizon, think about owning a part of T-Mobile or the big three, and actually being an owner of an area and buying it for $90. I mean, that's incredible to me. And yeah, this is Pittsburgh right there. And as you can see, a lot of people have been stepping up. I believe that's one person actually, but yeah, it's good to see. My personal opinion and is that is going really well. People are the interest is definitely there, and it's taking quite a bit of WMTX off circulation, and I'm looking forward to see what the community is gonna decide and how they want to deploy this WMTX. But the beauty of World Mobile is that this is a sharing economy, and once the EarthNode network starts, I foresee EarthNode operators deploying this WMTX in the best way possible. And one way is to obviously deploy infrastructure, right? And hexes that need it most. I mean, that's just an idea, but everything can turn into revenue, and that's going to be one of the more exciting things to me, is to actually see the very first auctions from community launch on the AirNode platform, of people that have already served their hex, have met the first requirement of getting those 1,000 customers, and now it's time to actually serve these customers with AirNodes. That to me is gonna signal, hey, this is an absolute success. And I would love to see that.
Yeah, there's something, if I'm gonna make a criticism about anything, we know that the network builder auction was delayed just slightly. They were trying to fix up some technical things. And I had an issue this time just looking at it. I've set a watch list for things that I'm interested in if the time comes and everything lines up. But what I'm able to do is what I'm unable to do is actually see what's happening. If I come over here to let's just say list view, and I'll just show you this because this is really weird. Go to map view. You're going to see these green hexes pop up, right? And then the other ones that were available, they're outlined. It's closed now, so you can't see them. But watch what happens. Sometimes it takes 3 seconds. Sometimes it takes about 15. But these green hexes are going to disappear. Like once you start clicking on them, I was unable to, for more than a second or two, actually view. See, they're gone now. All those were active auctions are going, and it just disappeared. And so I was unable to view the map and actually look at all of the hexes when it was bidding time. And even now, I can't see on the map what happened to them. I posted this to the team. I never heard a response back, but the only way I can see anything is if I want to go over to my watch list, and that would show me the hexes I was interested in that were available, not just my watch list, but with my watch list that were also available for sale. So I don't know why that happens. It didn't happen on the first time around, but everything has just disappeared, and all I can see now are ones that have finalized and are now currently owned. But anything that is pending or biddable, or now formally biddable because the batch is complete. So again, there's my criticism or complaint. There is I don't know what's happening, and I can't even see active auctions right now for other people. Now,
Yeah, interesting that you've identified that. And you said
I've
shared,
reset
right?
my
Reported.
computer. I have. Yep. I closed out all the browsers. I reset. I even turned my computer off and back on. So I don't think it's a catch thing. I think it's for whatever reason, if I'm the only one experiencing this, there's a problem on my end. But it's just weird that happened.
Yeah. Well, there's a little. Obviously, you've already submitted it, but for people that have identified some of these bugs, should we call them visual bugs, there is a chat button on the right hand side right there where you can leave a message and kind of report any of these things and make it well known to the team and the dev team, because they're on it. You know, if this is not a final product. Think of a version 0.1, as
Yep.
this will definitely evolve and get better within time. And the more ideas the community provides, the more we'll start seeing there. And you know, just with like anything else, things will break from time to time. But you've done the right thing, Rob, and you've reported it, and the team is aware, and they'll probably fix it on the next auction.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, though, it's what I'm excited about. You kind of touched on this too. This is how we build the network. And so when you see these clusters going, you see this one in Pennsylvania, in a couple different spots here. You see those happening. You're starting to see groupings where things are coming together. You know, people are starting to buy up the area, whether it's one at a time or if it's all during the same auction. You know, here down, you getting right outside of San Antonio. You're getting down here near Austin. Somebody's buying these up, and you know the hope is there that these are the people that are jumping at this first, because there's still a lot of unknowns. We don't know how everything is going to unfold, but this has been something that's been building for years, and there are people who are excited about it, passionate about it, been setting things up, setting up licensed companies such as yourself, Clover. Congratulations, by the way, on
Thank you.
Clover Mobile,
Mhm.
as an actual licensed company there. People want to do this, and they're preparing. And whether they're jumping on the first batch, or they're waiting to see how things play out first before they're ready to go. Some people maybe aren't ready. Maybe the funds aren't settled. Maybe they just need to see a little bit more from World Mobile before they launch and commit to an area. But we know that there are people who are entrepreneurs, people who start businesses, people who have business degrees and business minds, and they know what they're doing. This can be for people like me who I don't have business experience. You know, I worked in the public sector, and then people who start their own companies. You know, it could go either way, and it's for everybody who desires to see this. And I'm very excited to see what happens here as this grows, because as this grows, the more that we do to help push this, the bigger World Mobile becomes, the more customers on board, the more money comes in. And so you're thinking, hey, I'm not going to do Network Builder. Why should I care about Network Builder? Because if you have an EarthNode, it's going to bring more people onto the EarthNode network. It's going to be more WMTX is being utilized in the system. It's going to be more of it gets wrapped up and put away, and which means potentially number go up. The more active the chain, the bigger number of users, the more things happen. It's better for AirNodes. It's better for EarthNodes. It's better for token price, and it's better for people who are trying to start their own franchises. So very, very excited to see how this grows and builds. And you can see it's a slow beginning. They've only secured 100 hexes so far, right, out of 36,000 in the US. But we're rolling it out slowly. We're testing things out. Things are growing, and definitely very excited to see what this looks like as this expands and more people take that plunge and decide to get involved.
Well said that, Rob. I just want to add and let everyone know that there has been a new network builder Telegram chat that was started by World Mobile. So if you are interested to build your own telecom network and join the network builder, go ahead and join that Telegram and start chatting with people. There's also a community operated Discord that Mick started, and you can go in there. You can DM me. We're kind of keeping it private. We don't want to put the invite links just so we don't invite these annoying scammers that everyone's aware of. But I'll give you an invite if you're not already in there. We're planning on doing monthly calls for anyone that's interested in the network builder. So we'll start those at some point in February, maybe even at the end of the month. And that's going to be open to anyone. It's just literally going to be a stage where anyone can come up and share their experience, what they've liked, what they don't like, what they have plans on, how they plan on onboarding all these customers. You know, Rob, you did mention something that I find fascinating for this network builder is that people can and start their own franchise and start their own telecoms, just like I've incorporated an LLC for this and called it Clover Mobile. But this platform was also designed in mind with mom and pops, with small communities. Someone out in the farm, someone out in the rural area where they just don't have connectivity and there's no one they can call, right? You can't just get up on the phone and call T-Mobile and say, "Hey, come up here and get a tower on next to my house and connect me," because that's not going to happen, right? And this is where this platform comes up, and you can solve your own problem and connect yourself, right? And then from that point on, if there's a neighbor next door, you can resell some of that connectivity to him and sell him on some plans and actually make some money from there, right? I mean, this is the whole idea of a sharing economy here. But that's what I find really interesting is initially I see like businesses forming, right? But then I want to see that small mom and pops like actually turning their rooftops into revenue generating machine, right? And this is why I really like the become a host section, where you can actually go in there if you don't have the time to start your own business. You have another business, right? And you have another job. You don't have time for that, but you can just want to actually turn your rooftop into a revenue generating machine. Then yeah, you can just go in there and do that. So they've thought about a lot of these things right off the bat, which I really like.
Sorry, I bumped my camera earlier, and it was
It was shaking.
no, it was a lot of headspace here. So looks like a crouch down.
Yeah, I thought it was the big earthquake in California. I thought I was just going to turn off my camera and run away, Just kidding.
But so there's one other thing that we are we wanted to mention today, and that is they announced the next AirNode drop, and so
Yay.
sparks are flying off the wall like crazy. People can't get enough of these, and so there's another one coming up this coming Wednesday, the 17th. And so very, very excited to see this. I love that with everything else going on, people are still heavily investing in it and believing in the sparks, which is I think it's a fantastic mechanism right here. And I think it provides a lot of opportunity. And so I'm happy to see this. One of the things that I was happy about was these things sold out really, really quick a couple weeks ago. And immediately after that happened, the Alliance got 2 orders for Spark nodes, because it's hard, especially if you want to buy a larger amount. It's hard to get in there, get them added to your queue, get everything to checkout before things sell out and you lose them. You have to be really, really on top of things. And so there's a couple guys that were unable to purchase right away with the AirNode drop. And so when it sold out, they came to the Alliance, they bought a bulk package, and they were able to acquire those AirNodes and begin earning right away, just because they knew what they wanted and they weren't able to do it during these rapid pace drops. So that's one of the advantages that the Alliance has, is that we're able to help out with these bulk orders for people who want to get more Spark nodes. So I'm excited that this is continuing to happen. I'm also excited that there's overspill of demand that can fall back, and we can provide an opportunity for some people to do that.
Yeah. Not only that, but now that we have a merch store, we might tie these together and offer some cool things. If you do decide to buy a package from us, you might end up getting some discounts on some merch. Obviously, this has not been decided yet, but we are definitely thinking about cool things like that, because we all know how in demand these sparks are, and this is the reason why people are coming to us and buying these bulk AirNodes right after the sale concludes with World Mobile, excuse me. And yeah, there's something that there's something that you mentioned, by the way. Wait, go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
Sorry about that. We're kind of talking over each other. Are you saying that if somebody were to buy some Spark AirNodes through the Alliance, that there might be something like a discount or a gift card or something else to the merch store in their future, if that were to go through as a way to encourage them and thank them for going with the Alliance? That sound
Absolutely.
that interesting.
Absolutely.
What about
I think
people who have already bought bundles from the Alliance before this was available? What do you think about that?
I think that's a given. If you've supported the Alliance initially and you've bought a bundle, I think that you should definitely receive a discount on our gift card actually for a merch store. 110%.
I like it. We'll be getting all that finalized and out very soon as well. Like I said, we have so many different ideas for this merch store, but just trying to get it launched has taken many hours to do with several people. So
Yeah,
I
shout out
like
to
it.
you, Rob, for staying up very, very late. I unfortunately caught a little small bug, but yeah, Rob did an absolutely amazing job with both Joshua and Mark staying up very late and making sure we're able to launch today. So thank you guys. You guys done an amazing job, and can't wait for the community to step up and give us some ideas with some merch. But Rob, you did mention something initially on our space, and we've gotten actually a few inquiries on this, but we now have a Titan in our inventory. So if you go to the World Mobile Alliance website, there it is. That big Titan, the Titan is what we called it. It's the biggest AirNode in World Mobile's inventory, and we only have one in stock. So we don't. There's not an endless supply, ladies and gentlemen. So, and there's already people inquiring about this, but yeah, one Titan in stock, and we're excited to be able to offer it to everyone else.
And once it sells, we will remove it from the page so it's not tempting anyone. But the nice thing is, we do not take money for this, right? We have this, but what we're doing is we're working directly with World Mobile. So if you were to buy the Titan, or if you were to buy a bundle of Spark Notes, we don't touch your money. It doesn't come through us. You don't have to say, well, Rob and Cal, they're pretty trustworthy guys. I'll just send them $101,000. That's not happening. This is going directly to World Mobile. You're signing the papers over with World Mobile, the terms and services with World Mobile. We don't touch any of that. We just help facilitate things because we want to make sure that this is a trustless thing. This is not a trust me bro kind of a purchase, because you're looking at, I mean, the minimum purchase is $2,900 up to $101,000, $101,500. And so we want to make sure that you're getting everything that you're expecting, and not have to worry about, is this going to go through or not. So it goes directly. World Mobile contacts you directly with this to finalize the purchase, and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, hey, I can help, but there's no expectation on me, because I'm not the one that's handling your money or trying to convince you to do this or that. So very, very thankful for World Mobile and all that they help us with. But again, they've provided us a Titan that we're able to acquire, and then it's available there. Very, very thankful.
Been going for about an hour and a half, Rob. I think we should start wrapping this up.
I think it's time to wrap it up. You want to go with some closing thoughts here?
Yes, I definitely want to go with some closing thoughts. Yeah, I just want to repeat myself again. I really appreciate the time that was spent on this website. I think everyone involved put a significant amount of time, and I really hope everyone gets some merch and starts spreading the word out. I think that's the best way. I mean, I always like to call myself a walking billboard because I wear World Mobile everywhere. I have, hold on one second. I have a bunch of notifications. I don't want to show everyone. but I have World Mobile on my phone, and I think this is the best way to get the name out right there. Word of mouth marketing is one of my favorite type of marketing, and wearing the merch, just having the merch available as easily as we have offered it, it's good to see. Yeah, so there is, besides the merch store and everything else that's happening around Minutes Network, there's AMA, by the way, but we didn't mention at the end of this month, if you go to the Minutes Network X account, you'll be able to see that space. So make sure you tune in. There you go, the Minutes Network X space, January 30th at 4 p.m. CET. I'm happy that the space is actually not at 4 a.m. my time, because when they do the 4 a.m. my time, it's rough, you know. But this is going to be 7 a.m. my time, so I'm very happy about that. Thank you, Minutes Network team. Don't forget, the Unity round 2 is about to start, and the round 1 is about to conclude. Everything is doubling up in as far as the cost goes. It goes from $5,000 up to $10,000. Everyone should be rejoicing because your NFT just doubled in price, and it now costs $10,000. Not only that, you know, the exclusive, which by the way we don't know what it is, but the exclusive long-term permanent privilege, right, that was mentioned in round 1, which we don't know what it is yet, right? But I'm looking forward to finding out what it is. People in round 1 that purchased in round 1 will get that privilege. And you know, we just had Callus Bling on our show, and you guys heard how exciting this new task coming up is going to be. So yeah, there is definitely I think you should definitely look into getting yourself a Unity if you're kind of 50-50 on or purchasing 1 more or 2 more, however many more. And shameless plug here, if you lose the Alliance code, we'll greatly appreciate it as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the network builder auction number 2 kind of concluding. I'm looking forward to auction number 3. I'm personally looking forward to being involved with this auctions moving forward. There's a LA community that I've started. If you go to my X profile, if you're in LA area and you want to work together in getting this off the ground, make sure you join that community because I'm really excited to get this off the ground as well and get this moving. So with that said, thank you for everyone. Again, Rob, you've done an absolute amazing job with this merch store, and everyone else that was involved. I really appreciate it. And I'm excited to end this and go get me some merch as well. Mute. You're on mute.
Why am I on mute? I'm gonna actually plug a different merch store, not ours. $6shirts.com. Now the price has gone up, but they haven't changed their handle. But $6 shirts. You used to go there and buy a 10-pack of shirts for $50, and they're all these just cheeky, fun shirts. And there's one that I bought that it's so funny. All it says is "You're doing it wrong," and I felt like I wasn't critical of Mark or Joshua in that way, but I felt like I was just showing up to say, "Hey guys, can we tweak this color? Can we do this? Can we add this section?" You know, just constantly asking for more, trying to get things done a little bit differently. And so thankfully they haven't yelled at me or said anything like that, but it's just kind of like, it's kind of funny. I didn't do a whole lot other than talk with these guys about what we're trying to do for the launch. So kind of like the whole, you're doing it wrong, do it differently, do it better. But I actually have a shirt that says that. It's pretty funny. I am very thankful for Joshua. I'm very thankful for Mark. They've done an incredible job basically rebuilding our website. If you remember the first website, the first iteration was a drag and drop website where basically I just said, hey, if you want us to advertise, fill out this questionnaire. It had your X account, it had a contact information, and asked for a PFP or a brand name. We just kind of plugged a bunch of people's stuff on there, and it was a mess. It was chaotic. It clearly was not professionally done, and we're very fortunate that both, excuse me, both Joshua and Mark work in areas that they build websites, they build e-stores, they know how to do this stuff, they know how to design things, and we are reaping the benefits of the talent within this community. And able to work with our friends, people we care about, to help push this thing further. And this is a lot better than those drag and drop websites. So we're very, very thankful for Joshua, very, very thankful for Mark for all they've done so far to help get this rebirth of this website, get the AirNode sales, get the merch store up, and just to help get off the ground as World Mobile is building. We want the Alliance to walk in those same footsteps and the same direction. And so I think we're off to a really good start. I want to thank Callus Bling for coming up here on the stage today, providing so much insight for everything Minutes and Unity related. The guy is very, very knowledgeable. He's very, very passionate, and he's very, very giving of his time and his efforts, and we're thankful for him. Joshua is here as well on the stage. Stoic Nodes, great guy. I'm really excited to see his success moving forward with Stoic Node and his branding as well as what he's doing for the Alliance as part of the Alliance team. And so glad to see those faces. I'm thankful for everybody that came up and made comments and participated. We had a couple of sales come through the website already. We've sold the mug. We have sold a couple of t-shirts, and I believe while somebody was talking, I clicked the box. I believe I was able to enable the UK and the European Union as far as sales and shipping. So if somebody wants to try that, let me know. And if it's not working, then there's another option there that I could do right off the bat. But definitely, we want to make sure that everyone has access and opportunity to get this stuff. So if there's anything there, hit us up in the DMs. We want to help. We want to be able to make sure that you feel that you can participate, be a part of all of this, grow your brands as we grow the Alliance, as we push World Mobile, as we push Minutes Network, as we push Unity to something greater as this community. So
one last thing.
Very, very.
Sorry. Someone posted in the chat, are Josh and Mark available for hire for website building for community members? So you're going to have to reach out to them and talk to them.
Reach out to them. We will.
Yeah.
I'll go back on the YouTube and I didn't put their handles in the show notes for this one. I will do that to make sure that both are there, but they're both on X. Great guys, great people. They come to Rare every year. Very, very thankful for them. So again, for everyone who participated in the show, people who watched, gave up their time on their Saturdays. I think the playoff game just started for NFL. So people are like, stop talking, Rob. I got to go watch some football. If you guys need anything, hit us up. Enjoy the merch store. If you have ideas for things, if you want to get things, help us design things, get things posted. We actually talked about doing some contests for the best designs to get listed on the website. That'll be coming out here in the future too. We have so many ideas, so many ways to get involved here, just with branding and merch and everything else, on top of building your hex, building your network, and getting ready to run EarthNodes, buying AirNodes, setting up your franchise, your little empire that's going to help carry your family, and carry World Mobile into the future. So again, everyone, we're here if you need us. Feel free to reach out. We're very thankful for all of you. And if there's things that we can do better, please let us know. If there's things you need from us, please let us know. But we're here for it. We're here for you. And we look forward to talking to you next week on X for our weekly show. Will be on X next week on an X space. So again, thank you everyone, and we'll talk to you very, very soon. Take care.